You're listening to Sharky on Sharkgoeschomp. Cecille, submitted by Sharky. This is a personal story from a doll I personally own. 4 years ago, a family member, Elle, and I were wandering the aisles of a large antique shop. Elle's eyes lit up when she saw a doll standing high on a shelf. Now she felt drawn to it. We are collectors, so I had little concern about the doll at the time, but I have to admit, it did give me an eerie feeling. Elle was fixed on getting this doll, so who was I to refuse? The woman behind the counter said it was a 1930s French bed doll, and judging by the aged green dress with the dark brown stains, and the cracked porcelain head with lightly damaged marks, the history of this doll wasn't far off. We returned home with the doll, and since we added this doll to our antique collection room, strange things have been happening in and around our home. It started with scratches on the walls, and human footsteps above our single-storied home. The running of children's feet came next, when no children were near those halls. Dolls opened softly, and the cupboards were heard closing, when those in the home were in bed. Shadows were seen often, moving like figures, and guests had their own experiences to tell as well. We, along with everyone else that stayed in our home, just a single night, believe that this doll has something attached to it. Many unfortunate events have happened since we acquired this doll over the last 4 years. To name only a portion of some of our experiences, there has been unemployment and long periods without work. Family members have experienced huge drops in health, becoming sick with no diagnosis to the cause by any doctor. The health of friends have dropped as well, requiring surgery in one case. The family dog reacts to unseen forces and follows unsighted apparitions. Guests in the home have seen shadows. They have heard knocks. They've heard scratches and voices and footsteps. The footsteps range from the sound of a child running to something massive like an alien pacing the halls, stopping just outside of each bedroom door. There has been a death in the family shortly after that person visited the home, and sadly, 2 family dogs have passed away mysteriously of unknown causes. Objects have been moved across counters and rooms. On 2 occasions, our garage would open, pause, close, pause, and open. Pause, close, pause, constantly repeating. We had a police officer come over, thinking something had negative intentions or was trying to break in, and this officer, too, saw the garage doing the same thing. It wasn't until he and I searched the property that the garage suddenly worked normal. Knocks, scratches, and footsteps were heard above us. Again, there is no floor above us. We have done a sage cleansing around the house and over this doll, and on that same day, our air conditioner system failed. This doll, as well as the room it was stored in, just makes you feel uncomfortable. You can just feel its presence, and you always get the feeling of being watched. One of the strongest events is when we had a guest, and after she showered for the night, she screamed and ran to meet the rest of the family. Excited and scared, she pulled us to her room, and that was where we saw the doll, sitting in the middle of the room. It was sitting there, watching her. Now, why haven't I gotten rid of this doll? Well, we've tried. We put this doll on eBay for a 5-day listing. The following events happened there in this 5 days and nights. Our conditioner system went down again, and technicians spent a week repairing the system. One family member had an allergic skin reaction, breaking out in rashes all over the body, and this has never happened before. Pictures hanging on our wall have fallen, while the hooks remain perfectly fine and in place. Our house alarm system has been set off mysteriously 10 times each day that this doll was listed on eBay. One family member had severe panic attacks, and their mental health was deteriorated at a rapid decline, losing all sense of logic. And of course, after 5 days, no one bought the doll. Everything strange ended when the eBay listing ended. I then apologized to Cecille, and it seems the activity has calmed. Via paranormal investigations, ghost box uses, and psychic readings, we've learned that her name was Cecille. Today, this doll sits in the antique room, slouched, quiet, and surrounded by others from the past. Her name is Cecille. This is Sharky with sharkgoeschomp. Please subscribe for more stories and let me know if you had any experiences with dolls or mysterious scratches on the walls. Have a good night.